Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the champion-based fundraising event. And it's going to be Fatcamp versus Tt.dragons, and I think they said they were going to do a base race. I'm Enzi. I'm joined by Metis, Vince Metis Hill. Hello, Vince. How are you doing?
All right, Nico and Deb, how's it going, bro?
Why are you calling me by my real name, man?
I don't know. I really don't know. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a bit hyperactive at the moment. When I get fizzy in me, man, all hell breaks loose.
Wait, what? When you get fizzy in you, did you
Yeah,
say?
you know, fizzy like Coca-Cola.
Oh, I
The
heard it
Macarena.
completely wrong.
Can I sing the part? No. Alright, so I think it's going to be a base race. Well, they're banning out Heimerdinger. Hmm.
I get the impression this probably isn't going to be the most serious of games. I don't know what gives me that impression, Anzi. Maybe it's the Heimerdinger ban.
Yeah.
But we did get the Skype message come through from Sunday who was like, yeah, this next game is going to be a base race. I'm not quite sure how you would make a base race interesting through casting, but we're going to try our best, guys.
We could always, like, sing. You know,
Well,
like...
I don't really have a good singing voice. You'd probably be on your own there, dude, but by all means,
Come on, you
crack
can sing Tenacious D. You can sing that. Or I could do my Screamo impression, Vince.
Would the audience appreciate that? I don't know. Maybe say in
I
chat,
don't think
guys.
so.
If you want to hear Enzi sing, then by all means, go
No.
for it.
No. I'm shy. But, the picks and ban... Yeah, this is definitely going to be a base race. They've got Teleport and Promote. But so, we've got Warwick on the left, and then on the other side we have Nunu and Jarvan. He's running Promote as well. You know, very popular summoner spell lately. Probably one of the most strongest in team compositions events. Really helps out the team fight situations, and can obviously, you know, promote.
I don't know. I think Revive's up there. It's definitely top
True.
3 as well. So
I mean, if it's going to be a base race, then yeah, Revive's good, Promote's good as well. So yeah.
Oh, Surge.
Yeah. Surge.
The thing is, though, you're probably the best person, I would say, to cast these kind of games, because if you've never heard Enzi cast before, ladies and gents, when he gets on a roll, he is pretty damn hilarious. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you come up with here, Enzi.
Well, hopefully I see a pentakill. You know exactly what I'm going to do when that happens.
Oh yeah, I already know.
I'm going to, you know, take a leaf out of the Koreans' books and shout like a madman. But the chance of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not too sure if it's going to actually work out, because if it's a base race, are they all going to push the same lane? Are they going to split push? Are we going to have any fights kicking off? Or are they going to try and avoid one another?
I think
I'm not too sure.
I think they will avoid, and they'll just, you know, go for that base race. I have no idea. I would have preferred to watch all random or mid, actually. That would have been good. You know. I guess.
Actually, that's a good point. I think all random or mid would have been more enjoyable to actually watch and cast than a base race would. Because base races, in my opinion, are only really spectacular when you have a game that kind of comes down to that situation, where both teams are literally within a hair's breadth of actually taking the game through a base race. But when you start off in that kind of way, I'm not too sure how interesting or entertaining that's actually going to be. So, some interesting champions being picked up, and yeah, I just noticed that Fiora was banned. So, again, it definitely goes along the line. I can't believe that I'm trying to cast this seriously, by the way, but banning Heimerdinger makes sense because he is incredibly strong at pushing towers down. He has his turrets. That's probably going to be the only serious thing I say this entire cast, so there you go.
Yeah, you know, you have people like, with Ezreal, obviously with Arcane Shift. You have Jarvan, who can dive on towards his flag. I don't even know the ability name because I haven't played Jarvan since I went 0 to 25 with him, and I probably won't ever play him again. Shyvana has that burnout, of course. Tristana can just jump to wherever you want, I guess. You got Master Yi, generally
at this
speedy.
point, just mentioning abilities, like, there's no relevance.
Exactly.
It's just like, yeah, Warwick has a Q, Nunu has the Consume, you've got Graves with Buckshot. Yeah, but if you're going to do base races, surely you just pick 5 AD carries?
No, I think you know, who can get there quicker. So you've got, you know, Ezreal who has his E, so he can get there quicker. Tristana obviously can get there quicker. Casting level 6 can get to it. Why? I can't believe we're casting on this is a 101 guide how to get to a tower quickly. Wow. What has our lives come to, Vince?
It's definitely a change in direction from what you used to. The thing that I'm a bit confused about is, well, actually, no, it makes sense. I was about to make a complete derp of myself, saying, why would you take Smite in a base race? Well, obviously to clear the creep wave so you can actually push quicker. So I'm going to just completely go back on that point before I even begin. Um, I would ask you for your predictions, but at this point, I
Oh,
don't think it
God.
makes any difference.
Well, Vince, the real prediction is I think the left side is a very strong team. They have a lot of versatility in getting to the first tower. Getting that first tower down will be quite a task, but when they rank up a little bit, I think it'll be absolutely fine.
In-depth analysis right there from the one and only NZ.
We apologise, guys. It's hard to be serious on a base race. Let's be honest. It's just a bit
Yeah.
of fun, really, isn't it?
Yeah, today's all about fun. It's all about fundraising. Obviously, if you didn't know, you can win yourself a chance to go ahead and skydive with 4 League of Legends professionals. All you have to do is head on over to championbase.com and donate. If you donate a minimum of $1, of course, you're more than welcome to donate as much as you want. But if you go with the $1, you will put yourself in contention to win an all expenses paid trip to skydiving. And if you put more than $5 in, you can win yourself a nice little t-shirt, support, or feed. So that's the reason why these games are going about today. One of the reasons why we're having a bit more fun rather than serious casting and serious games. But yeah, it's pretty awesome all around, NZ.
Well, with that skydiving trip, obviously the bold Bass himself from the Chaos TV production crew, the big bad boss, the bold guy. So if you do win that trip, make sure you call him bold the whole trip, and annoy
He
him as
really
well.
appreciates it.
But if you do annoy him, just be careful. He might kick you out of a plane. He
Yeah.
has anger issues.
It's the kind of guy who probably wouldn't want to get into a plane like 20,000 feet, whatever it is that you skydive at, because he's more than likely going to smuggle a knife on board and probably cut your shoot. So just say, be very wary of that guy.
Yeah. Heck, are we taking a commercial break? All right. So we'll go for a commercial break, guys. Don't miss the base race up next. See you after. Fighting crime, trying to save the world. Here they come just in time. Champion base. Fundraising event.
Oh my god! Sorry, but that was bad.
That was the best thing I think I've ever
As you
heard
can
in my
hear,
life.
guys, we have Bass in the channel. Pulse is in here as well.
Hello.
Vincent McKennedy, Metis McMahon is in. Vince Metasil. And yeah, we have a base race on our hands. Hello, guys.
Please
Yo.
do explain, because we all got dropped in, so I have no clue who's playing who.
No, you joined the channel, buddy.
Just a quick introduction to Bass, because I know a lot of you guys may not know who he is. He's normally the streamer for Chaos TV, so he's like the quiet guy behind the camera. Well, actually, no, quiet to you. He's anything but quiet
Yeah, exactly.
for us.
I'm never quiet. I just shout at you guys when the mic's muted, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm noticing there's a lot of action, lots of
Are you serious?
pretty sweet executions going on here.
Man, this would hurt my throat actually casting this. Like the turrets.
I actually nearly felt serious that we were just talking about completely, like, I don't know, unrelated stuff, but then I started noticing the turrets are killing everybody, so never mind this.
Yeah,
Okay.
how do you even go about casting this game? That's what I would like. Pulse, Bass,
Okay.
Enzi, how do you approach this?
Well, there's a series of ways to go about it. It's like, well, the tactics-wise, it's like, are you going to wait for the minions to arrive, or are you going to just bomb rush the turret, which is what both teams did. And honestly, when the towers start killing people, you've got to be right on the ball, and it's just like, towers doing tons of damage to Brot, and then just be like switching up the names and
Alright,
stuff.
alright, I can do this, We'll just have to wait until they get to a tower, of course, though.
I think you might be able to pull a pentacrew off here, Ins.
Pentakill. Maybe. But it looks like they are going to push this bottom turret. The turret is getting low by the second. This is so tense. Is this first turret gonna go down? Yes!
You know what makes it even more fun? The fact that I'm watching this on a 2-second delay and you're
Same.
like going completely nuts and the turret isn't even dead yet. But never mind.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. My mic,
enjoyed
my
it.
headset
Alright,
cracked.
Vince, your turn to shout.
He's 2 seconds behind. We can't do that.
Honestly, I would rather go and stick a pencil up my ass right now. Because this is just like, I am questioning why we would need to cast this, and on top of that, I'm wondering why they didn't just go for an Aram, because that would have been much more interesting to watch. Like,
This is like an Aram, but then multiply it by 3 possible ways to walk down a lane.
and nobody's actually attacking each other. It's literally going to be down to who's going to kill the Nexus first.
This is worse than laning with Bass, bot lane.
Wow.
Big burn.
Yeah, Bass. I'm sorry,
So does-
Bass, I didn't mean it.
Does anyone know anything about Fatcamp? Because like
They
I
played
don't know
yesterday.
these players.
They played yesterday, I remember. I saw
Yes.
them playing yesterday. But
I wasn't here yesterday though, so I guess that's why.
Well,
hence.
Fatcamp are an extremely strong team. I mean, tons of damage is actually 1400. You literally had Sunday playing with them, in fact, but they are extremely strong. Like, Talon is an amazing jungler, and the top lane and mid are just really strong as lanes. And tons of damage was doing quite well for himself as well, and actually recalling to his base and trying to stop this 5 versus 1 onslaught.
Well,
Will it work out?
Tristana's not allowed to hit any of them. She's breaking the rules. Oh no, yeah. The game's over, guys.
Cool.
Yep.
This was one of the weirdest experiences I think I've ever had in casting. I'm not gonna lie.
At least Bass is going to have a
Wow.
lot of highlights.
Yeah, this is going to be a 4-minute highlight reel right here. Four
Oh,
of the most
I was actually
intense
going
minutes.
to suggest that that either of you or whomever wanted to explain which of the lineups actually is best for this base race, but it was like 4 minutes
Screw
and
that.
9 seconds of pointless.
Well, I feel that Jarv brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you, McLaren?
Or Ezreal, because he goes
I
off
mean,
late game, right? So
Ye's pretty strong, I guess, because he gets his E, so he gets the double attacks and all that kind of jazz, double AD. But
Mm.
yeah, the Sai says it all, Enzi. 5
I'm
daggers.
I'm not sighing, mate. That weren't me.
It wasn't you because, you know, your mic didn't like light up or anything. Really?
Right. Well,
You want some popsicles?
Not really, no.
this is just
Popsicles.
like you can't. There's nothing that you can actually fill in this cast. So then ends here is completely perfect with his completely random dribble.
I did say I was high entertainment value for you, Bass.
I agree.
Oh man, he agreed. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
So I've just noticed that Hexit got an invite from Brooklyn Proving Grounds. So I'm guessing we're actually going to have an arrow now.
Actually, there's a good point. Sorry for interrupting. Somebody in the chat saying spectator delay and loading screen lasted longer than the game. Which is actually
Yeah.
that has to be a
Indeed.
first. I'm sorry, but that has to be a first.
I have to quickly feed my goldfish.
Boy.
Right, so Hex has been invited. Are we going to be casting this Aram, or do we just stream it, Bass? What's the plans here, dude?
The user Swedish Max wants to add you to the list. Oh, this fanboy.
Oh.
You made a big error pressing accept there, Hex. It's not gonna lie.
Aww.
Actually wants friends.
So what's happening? Are we going for a break quickly, or
I don't
what's
know.
going on?
We
I
might as
actually
well.
don't know.
We might
How
as
do you
well
cast
just,
an Aram?
We
Should
might
we just
as
carry on?
Sorry.
Why not? Why not?
It's
Everyone
like,
take
it's like
it.
every time I
Turns.
say a word and a half and it's like somebody interrupts me, but I guess that happens if you've got like 4 people in the channel.
By
But,
someone, I mean Enzy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put 4 casters in the room and
I
this
thought
what
it was-
happens.
I thought it was feeding us goldfish, but whatever.
Doesn't take long, I'm not gonna lie.
Depends. I don't know, man. I've seen goldfish. But
It was a euphemism for, well, you know what?
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
he's been feeding it, but we might as well just go ahead and cast this Aram. You know, just
Vince.
make it fun.
You don't have anyone on your friends list, do you?
No, I have no friends, mate. Oh yeah, that's true. I actually don't have any on my friends list. This would be awkward.
I think I might have Nick Derp on my friends.
Well, just offer the colour casting in this Aram, because it will be like, you know...
Yeah, Pulse, we need your delightful insight into these teams.
So, I can see Zyra, Ash, Xinjiao, Mordekaiser, and finally Kog'Maw for Tt.dragons.
Wait, you in the game?
No, I've got the stream on, watching through
Oh,
Hexit.
I'm not even in the game. This is great.
You could just
And
add
then-
people to your friends list now, can't you?
Got 23 seconds.
Then on Fatcamp, Misfortune, Soraka, Yorick, Amumu, and Kale. The Amumu ultimate is going to be so strong in Aram. Like,
Wait,
really.
Sunday's saying to join their TS or something. I think Hexa, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, Logic's, I don't know what's going on either. The world isn't bright.
My brain!
I think that pilot episode's calling Bass.
Yeah.
I can hear it from the background somewhere.
I thought that was Enzy.
Well,
What?
could be.
What?
So Bass appears to have disappeared now.
No. I'm
Trundle
scrolling my
sounds.
friends list to actually find out if any of these guys have accepted my friend invitation, and they have not. Henceforth, I will be looking at the stream as well.
Why don't we just do like question and answers with the viewers?
It's a good point, actually. We could do that. I mean, Aram's...
If people ask us stuff, that is.
We got dick move yesterday though, didn't we, Enzy? We was like, question
Yeah.
and answers, there's like no one there.
I have to resort to asking you if you watched the latest Story of the Explorer episode.
Yeah.
Then you always get the funny guys. Question, why are you so bad? It's like, well, you know, we just are.
I'm just different.
Oh yes, well we have a bit of a lull in the action, and by that I mean for the next 30 or 40 minutes. The reason these streams are actually running today, it's a bit of fun if you hadn't already noticed with the base race and now the all random, all mid. It's all designed for somewhat of a fundraiser for Champion Base. They're a new project, so give them some love. If you do donate $1, you will be in contention to win an all expenses paid skydiving trip with 4 League of Legends pros. That's Ocelot, MoMA, Nif, and who is the 4th player? Nekaderp, of course. And if you donate $5 or more, you can win yourself one of 150 copies of their newest t-shirt, Support or Feed. I think they've got about 10% of what they're looking for thus far. So go ahead, give them some love, and you could beat skydiving with the pros, and more importantly, with Mr. Bass.
Parachute
It's gonna
not
be
included.
awesome. Yeah, but check your chute quite a few times because he's a bit dirty, is this guy? I've been told we're going to go to commercial break, guys, so come back in about a minute and then we'll be live for this Aram. See you soon. I touch kids.
Outstanding.
Wow. Yeah.
That
Nice
intro.
Yeah.
Let's call it off saying it was empty, it's fine.
This is like the most random start that we've ever had, most chaotic start while at it, and the first ARAM that we've ever casted, and the first time that we actually have 5 casters on TeamSpeak.
This is awkward.
What
Exactly.
could possibly go wrong with this idea?
Everything.
Ha 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 ha.
H4, H4, H4,
I
H4.
am a Dalek.
Do we have
and it
any
looks like
questions, by the way?
misfortune will push the middle lane. Oh wait, there's only one lane. Exterminate.
Oh my god. Okay, well let's see if we can do this like semi-serious OFC ends.
Yeah, everyone take it as seriously as you possibly can, even though it's a completely ridiculous concept.
We should just all speak at once in the play-by-play so we
Hello.
get with the Koreans.
Wait, how many?
Sorry.
We've got 6 people in the TS channel.
Yep.
What could
Yeah.
possibly go wrong?
We should
Yeah.
get like 20 people in here.
No.
Do we know 20 casters?
Alright, not 20 people, not 20 people.
No, just don't
Sorry,
get casters, just get anyone. Anyone can do
Does
this.
anyone have TS?
Just
Alright,
get
so
people-
what's going on? I mean, they're just playing.
It is an
randomly.
ARAM. People are attacking each other.
So, do we
There's a big
actually
one
have
in the
any
middle of the lane.
questions?
So
Killing
just,
your
Oh, double kill with Zyra's passive!
Oh, boss.
Maybe
Double?
I can actually interject for a second, because there was actually a couple of people on TeamSpeak on the chat that were asking what's an ARAM. So maybe someone can actually explain what
All
the
random
entire
or mid.
point
You all pick random champions and then you all go mid. There's only one lane. It is not a very deep form of gameplay. It is
It's for fun.
The
very-
tryhard players will be really mad at you right now, Spuddy.
I
It's like
Don't
no, like it's actually
care.
good in a way because I mean, you can use it to kind of practice your team fight situations,
That is
depending on
true.
how you play it. But yeah,
And
it's
what
all-
was the exact reasoning that Riot actually came out with ARAM? Because I believe it was sort of like a community pleaser, like we've listened to
Yeah,
you and
it
we have
was.
released an ARAM.
Well, people used to make custom games on Summoner's Rift, and then basically everyone would agree to a set amount of rules. So you can't recall, you can't purposely die, etc., etc. And I think Riot basically took that on board and were like, well, we're just going to incorporate this into a game type, and then here you go.
Yeah, it was during their Thunderdome thing where they basically said, "Hey employees, you can do whatever you want for like a week or something." And I think it was Brackar and a couple of other devs decided to make a functioning ARAM map out of the Proving Grounds, which is the tutorial map. And now
So-
there are people.
Comp wise, obviously it's all random, but who's favoring what comp?
I've got
Well,
to say,
The
actually,
team which is winning.
they're both pretty good actually.
I think the right side's good because you've got Yorick obviously with the ghouls, so you can give him health. You've got Soraka who's got a heal.
Dominator though.
Amumu's going to become more of a factor when he hits 6, though, especially if he builds ability power, so it's one to watch out for.
I'd have said it would have been the left-hand team because Cogmore Poke and Ash Poke is extreme, and they also have Zyra for kind of crowd control. Morden's in if they need to go kind of all in on someone and kill the shit out of them.
Mumu level 6, that's what you're
Language.
talking about.
Sorry.
PG
So,
13.
yeah. Right there, Amumu engages and they get 2 kills. That's
What
the
are you
strength
talking
of him.
Zin. Everyone
No one's
forgot about
noticed.
Zin. It's K. Juking that.
There's actually a video on YouTube that I was linked to earlier of, wow, another kill on Soraka. That Zim was just duked this guy for like ever. Was it Hex? I think Hex might have linked it to me. It was pretty amazing, yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Another thing about the Proving Grounds map, though, is that you can health relics have been put into it from Dominion, and they're actually kind of relevant because control over a health relic can mean that you can get sustain even if your character doesn't have any, which is pretty important in a scenario where you're not allowed to go back, you're not allowed to heal like that. Oh. We have this many casters that everyone's just sitting
Yeah, but the thing
dumbstruck
is, I
during
mean,
the
it's-
actual
it's-
fights.
You could go completely Korean on this one and literally shout your voice to oblivion.
Yeah,
Because there's
but
just too
that'd
much
be
going on.
Just
Well,
have 2
it would-
play-by-players and like 3
It
colour.
would be awkward, but the thing is, it's like, don't have any lull in the action to explain anything, so that basically puts analysis out of the window, I guess, unless you want to, you know,
Alright,
lose
well,
out on that. But
I'm going to ask a question, guys. Who of you have played Zyra, and what are your thoughts about her? What's your first impressions?
I have. I've played Zyra and I've shoutcasted her a couple times. I'm getting the feeling she has very low like numbers, but she makes up for it in her basically her turret type things. However, they're not very reliable unless you're going in for a straight up trade, and that's a massive issue with Zyra. It's the same thing with like Orianna, not massive high like base and burst, but she's got good pretty sustain and like utility as well. And you can see from here, she's good in these situations where it's like constant fighting, because you can just put out that utility, put out the steroids, and it's kind of like a lot like Orianna in that sense.
She also has pretty good crowd control from what I've seen, in that she has, what, an AoE root and an AoE knockup?
She like after the game casted yesterday, I think it was between Elo Hell, I can't remember who they were against, but me and Pulse were casting it, and with combination with Graves going towards that late game, the burst damage is insane. It was like, Pulse will tell you, if she lands her snare and she's, you know, with someone like Graves with that burst, they're just going to go down straight away. And obviously, you know, with them plants, if she keeps grinding around Baron can just literally just go down in seconds. And obviously, you know, she can just stay around there and just keep planting them, and then boom, they've got it.
There's a certain element of prediction in the same way that you have to play Heimerdinger. It's like, okay, is the fight going to set up here? Okay, set up the C, set up the turrets. Otherwise, then you lose a large portion of your damage. But the thing with the Baron take is like, okay, well, it's a single target, it's not going to go anywhere. We can nuke it down very, very quickly with those plants. So yeah, as you said, it was just insane. But however, she had a really nice start. I believe she had like first blood and then like double buff or something. So she had a really nice start to go off with. And it's a bit like Fizz in that respect, where you need a good early game to follow up with like a good mid and late.
It sounds like we've got Darth Vader just chilling in the background.
yeah, I was waiting for the kind of, you know, Zyra, I'm your father kind of reference. I don't know that.
I am your father. I got a snake in my boot. But Vince, have you played Zyra? What have you seen of her?
I've played 3 times and I've sucked balls each and every time. So I think she's strong. I just suck with her. I think, like Paul said before, it's very true. There's a level of anticipation about her, when to use her roots and when to try and pop the plants up and such.
Yeah.
And I can't really. I'm not too great at that kind of play. I suck with Heimerdinger, for example, because I'm always planting my powers at the wrong possible time. Similar with Zyra in that respect. But I think she's got a lot of potential. In the right hands, she can be an incredibly strong champion. So much burst damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, someone in the chat has just said, you know, her ganks are really scary. Exactly. You know, if you land that snare, you're basically going to get bursted down in seconds if it goes towards that late game. You know, she scales very well to late, and you know, you're going to see her.
I know what you were going to say. I was waiting. Make a Star Wars reference.
No. No, you're going to see her
it.
dominate late game in team fights. You know, it's kind of like a Malphite ultimate, but delayed. You know, it just knocks you up in the air. It's basically like that. You can kind of compare it to that, really.
Because for the people that haven't actually watched the the Champion Spotlight, just explain how it works with the roots and stuff. Because I believe you can decide to place them down and activate them using certain abilities and whatnot, right?
Yeah, you can. It's like, if you have a quick look at the right hand side, I don't know what time you're on, but there's actually one of her spores or roots, whatever you want to call them, on top of the health relic, and if she pops through her Q or her E, depending on which one, it's a ranged attack plant or it's a melee slowing down plant, which I know is not great description.
But does she have to plant it on there, or is it just like
she has to throw over the ability on top of the roots to make the plant come up. The plant doesn't last forever. It's maybe, I don't know, guys, 10 seconds or something?
30 seconds on
It's
the seed.
30 seconds, yeah. It's a bit like a Teemo thing. If you put it in a bush,
No, I mean, when
someone
the
walks
plant
over
comes
it.
up, how long's the plant alive for? Like 10 seconds?
Like 10 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds. It's good as well. She's good for vision. I mean, you're not really gonna. Well, you probably will have to get a ward unless you're lucky and they just step on the plant in the bush. But early levels, it's definitely going to be useful because she can she maybe be able to see a gank coming if they do step over that plant.
And also, the other thing is the passive on her root gives her passive cooldown reduction. I'm pretty sure. So it's also quite useful in that respect, just to have in the background on top of everything else.
It's pretty significant. It's 20% at max rank. So if you get like a Deathfire Grasp, which I know a couple of players are doing at the moment, building a glass cannon and already can see Cage's lucky pick onto Nectar, then that's like pretty much full cooldown reduction without
Alternately,
the blue buff.
a blue buff.
Yeah. And because you have masteries and runes as well, then you can easily get 40 and max out your cooldown reduction without only just needing to get one cooldown reduction item, that being the Deathfire Grasp.
Because I've
That's
heard
it, I
that
think
she's
you'd
quite.
max that first normally.
I've heard that she's an extremely, compared to, well, obviously the burst damage, but that she's really squishy compared to a lot of mid laners. And
Yeah.
is this like, what do you think? Is it just going to be one of those things that, regardless of any cookie cutter build, she's going to stay?
You have to build into it a tiny bit, like Rod of Ages, Riley's Crystal Scepter, something along those lines is always a smart idea, but you know, it's one of those. I think she's kind of a glass cannon-esque character. She's going to output a lot, but she's going to die quick as well. But then again, her passive allows you to do a single nuke, so it's not the end of the world. It's similar to a Cogmore. That's another problem I had, is with Cogmore, if you know you're going to die, sometimes it's a good idea to actually push in so you make sure you land your passive. With Zyra, my initial instinct was to go back to try and survive, then I would die and I'd be out of range for my passive, so I was like facepalming at how much I was derping. So again, it's quite an interesting character.
Yeah.
That being said, like the passive has got a pretty substantial range. I mean, it's quite long. But again, with Orianna and Zyra, I think she should be built in the same way as you were saying. Maybe a Rod of Ages, but I'm thinking more of the bursty sort of like Abyssal Scepter, and then straight for the Death Cap, and then the Kid's Lucky Pick into the Deathfire Grasp. That type of build.
I think in competitive play, if she's going to be viable, I think you're going to have to build a team comp around Zyra. And so she can really just, you know, prove herself, you know, because if you get Zyra, a single target can just nuke it down, and with the right team comp, like we saw last night, Pulse, it worked, you know, that team comp was very, very strong. I can't remember what they were running, I think, I can't actually remember. I think
Goldfish
they had
memory.
a very heavy CC.
I'd have to assume that a character like Malphite with Zyra would be incredibly strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's just DC.
Yeah, but yeah, as you said, you can build a comp around her. She's very good in pick compositions, and just, I think, yeah, like, she has that ultimate just so good. And yeah, as you said, you can definitely build a comp around that. Just I'm trying to think what champions would synergize so you could actually get those seeds in and get them to their max potential, because she's not good in like growing team fights where everyone's moving around. It's more in those like cluster fights where you can get the full potential off.
I think
Kennen?
really, I think she'll be very good, like
Double
kind
AP.
of. What?
He said
Double
double
AP
AP.
compositions.
Right. I think it'll be good, like you said, you know, if you're moving around a lot, you've got a very versatile team, you know, have got to be chasing a lot. She isn't really gonna be great because obviously the plant's gonna be moving all the time. But you know, if you want to set traps up, she's like perfect. You can just, you know, grow them seeds right at the last minute when everyone just enters that bush. It's like, bye, see ya, have fun.
Yeah, she's very much an ambushing kind of character in my opinion, where you can just kind of chill out in the bush and someone runs into you, you can take them down extremely quickly. But on the flip side, as you say, in a kind of high mobility lineup, I really don't think that she'd pay off too well.
Has
Yeah.
anyone actually played her AD?
I
actually-
did
Why would
once
you?
against bots, but
Like, I'm not sure what her attack speed scaling is, in all honesty, but I haven't played. I don't think she'd be all that viable, because what does she have as an attack damage steroid? Nothing. Just CC, okay, utility, but that's not enough to make up for just the raw damage of a lot of AD carries, like even Caitlyn. Another thing to say about Zyra is she has great sieging capability, because you set up the plants, you're around that turret, you just keep pushing in. They initiate on you, you're going to be stationary while you're sieging, and at the same time, plants will be able to just push them away. Great at zoning.
Seems to me like Zyra is all about control. She's all about controlling where the enemy can push, where they'll be CC'd. She doesn't favour so well in her mobile composition because obviously she stays rooted, but she can really stymie any kind of push, and she can just lock down like a whole team with her level of CC and her plants, and yeah, very defensive but very dangerous.
Could make the comparison to like a Nivea then, or Orianna with the control.
Yeah, actually.
I think
Nivea
she's
is the most valid one.
I think she's like another Heimerdinger, but just a little bit better, because obviously her ultimate brings so much to the table with that knock-up, and then her passive as well. I'd say she's a lot like Heimerdinger, because obviously she can keep pushing them lanes if she does want to. So I think, you know, as a champion, she's great at that harassing in lane and, you know, bullying the opposition, and obviously in team fights as well. That's where the ultimate comes in play. So I think I think we're going to see her get stronger and stronger whilst people, learn to play her and, kind of get the hang of what team comp to kind of run with her. I think we'll see a lot more of her, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it's
Looks like
just
that's GG anyway.
a lot of potential, and yeah, that will be the game. I don't know how much you can draw the comparisons between herself and Heimerdinger. I think she's got elements of a lot of champions, but I don't think you could pin it down to specifically one champion. Nice.
Maud, classy dives.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a GG, guys.
Oh, or not.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go, Creep did it for him.
I was about to say that, I was like, what?
Come back
Yeah.
time.
Nexus turrets down, inhib down, enemy has all towers. Comeback time.
Well, I guess that's going to conclude the coverage tonight, because I was told on Skype from Sunday this was the last game. Let me just double check that before I actually go ahead and... Okay, apparently it's the last game, guys. So is there anything finally that you want to just throw out there before we do go offline?
Facebook pages.
Well, why don't you just all run through your Facebook pages? So, NZ, start us off.
Hi guys, I'm Enzy. You can find my Facebook page at facebook.com/Enzy with 2 E's at the end. Metis, it's over to you.
Facebook.com/MetasTV. Pulse.
Facebook.com/WatchYourPulse, same for my YouTube. Wellington, you doesn't have one.
I don't have one.
No,
I'm lazy.
give the chat your personal
Hi, I'm
Facebook.
Spuddington, and you may remember me from such films. Oh, wait.
No,
But yeah.
That's a reference,
It-
bro.
it's not.
you're like Ned Flanders. I
Oh,
don't know how,
one.
I don't know
Wrong
how you're like
one.
Ned Flanders, but I was just thinking of Ned Flanders. at
Right
the time.
show, wrong recurring character, I'm afraid. Whatever.
And Bass, what's your Facebook page?
My
Chaos
Facebook
TV.
page, obviously, facebook.com/ChaosTV. I don't have a,
Just give him your real name.
He's the man who makes it happen, ladies and gents. It's Bass Smuggy, everybody.
which is why I don't need like a personal entertainer kind of Facebook, So
Oh, check you out, mate.
check you out, mate.
And
you
probably
out.
something else to announce is that we will be on Chaos TV's YouTube account, which is obviously youtube.com/Chaos TV or Chaos Contingency. We're planning on doing some Let's Plays, which actually I think we're going to jump into straight after this and record. So you have that to look forward to, guys. I'm sure we'll be updating it and such on Facebook when they go live. Just thought I'd jump in with that little plug.
Yeah, boy.
'Cause that's our role.
Smooth.
Smooth operator until I actually went out and said, yeah, thought I'd just drop the plug. So I think that's it for tonight, guys. Any final shout outs?
Max is asking me why I call Bass bold. He still has some hair.
Maybe the correct term is balding.
Is it enough to really be considered
No, 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 no,
significant,
no, no,
though?
No. Wait a second, right? Say this again, right? You said the correct term is balding. In N's terms, this is a... What was this? What was it again?
Oh, he said before he meant receding hairline, but he said a retrieving hairline.
A
Which is kind of
retrieving
the complete
hairline.
opposite.
What, like a
Where's
dog?
the proof? Where's the proof, mate? Where's the proof?
Golden Retriever hairline.
It's
do you
like-
like-
Where's
for,
the
mate?
proof? Do you really think that all of like the tabloids out there have any proof of all the slander and stuff
What's
that
a
they put out?
tabloid?
Never mind.
thing is, that's not
Fringe
even
just
bait. He
sort of
doesn't know what
grows out
tabloid
to
is.
retrieve
No,
nearby
I did
objects.
this in English. Isn't a tabloid like all of the really smart newspapers? So like the Evening Gazette.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
god. You've been
Yeah,
reading the
right
tabloids.
Didn't you just say the Evening Gazelle?
No, the Gazette.
You don't even know what a gazelle is. That's the problem.
Wow.
All this and more to come in the Let's Plays from Chaos TV.
Indeed, we'll be making. He's almost like the Carl Pilkington
The
of Chaos
ludicrous
TV.
antelope.
Isn't Carl Pilkington bold? So that would be Bass.
Dude, don't bring out a
Cornucopious
Hulk
deer.
Hogan reference. Because
Oh, God.
we'll get the stream shut down.
No.
Anyway, I
Right,
feel
so I actually disconnected because my internet was bingo. But what are we actually gonna do now? Was that the last?
it's over. That's
It's
what I'm
over.
saying. I can't even remember
It's
who
all
won, to be
done.
honest.
So I guess just before we log off and whatnot, can somebody explain to viewers again what was happening? Because some people actually apparently think that we were trolling, which we obviously never do. So
No, it's like we got to cast I think Spuddington and Pulse were casting like troll games earlier on, or at least just like fun games. And we had a race base and then an ARAM to cast. And as much
Is
as
it
we
a
want
race base or
Race base.
a race base, yes, it's a new term. It's like Yorkie. But yeah, base race. But basically, how do you cast those games properly? Do you know what I mean? Like, really, guys?
You can't
Really,
it's very
guys?
difficult to
Really?
analyze why exactly 3 members of the enemy team are chasing Timo around blue buff for about
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Really, Spuddington? Really?
Can't
Really?
you see the deeper
I'm
meaning?
sorry. I'm just a playful guy.
It was basically
And he's a
today
tough-
was just a kind of fun day. We were trying to raise some money for Champion Base because they're a new project that needs some support, and it was for a skydiving all expenses paid trip with 4 League Legends pros. That's kind of what today was for, guys. So hopefully you have enjoyed some of the games and they have brought you some entertainment. If not, we apologise. I think we're going to have more serious kind of action
Yeah, we
casting
will.
games tomorrow.
Well,
What is actually tomorrow, Bass? What's scheduled for tomorrow?
I will check chaostv.nl. Listen to me plug on this one. But tomorrow we have the 4PL TT Esports July finals. So it's going to be the finals, so no qualifications. So in my opinion, there should be no Steam rolls, I guess.
Can my team automatically get entered in that?
No.
No.
Is this a serious question or?
Bass, you and Max could go bot lane and get owned again by Jara. You know?
Good guy, Hex at mid. You got a
Sorry.
full team.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Oh god, Hexer.
And Fritzl in the jungle, but that's not...
I also want to give a shout out to my dog Buster. Thank you.
Wait, my cat Fred. My
What about
mouse,
your goldfish?
Jim.
What's your goldfish's name actually? Is it like feed?
His name is Vince.
Thanks, mate. You named him after me. I'm actually honoured.
Cheers, man.
Because a good
Lying.
goldfish
He's actually
memory.
called Barry Scott.
He'll be shedding a tear once he starts giving a shit, I guess. But
Oh, you dropped the S-bomb.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hello. This is from the boss
listen,
himself.
listen to that. Listen to him breathing in and breathing out like a professor at college.
He's inflating.
Well, Bass, you know a lot about professors at college, right?
No. Go on.
No, that was it, mate.
Okay, nice one.
I think we should close this off before we say stuff.
Yeah, this is going to end poorly.
Well, the good thing is our good streamer Exit has had the championbase.com website up for like ever now. So if you haven't figured it out yet, look at the top there, championbase.com. Go there and win a parachute jump with those. You can also
Bass is
throw.
gonna be
I
there.
will not be naming any names, but you will be allowed to throw certain pros out of the plane.
Oh,
Just because we like that sort of stuff. Chaos TV will most likely actually be there to film, and even if we can't stream it, so I mean, if we've got some first bloods and whatnot, then we'll be streaming it live. So
I'm
No
gonna be
worries.
there as well. Bass is gonna fly me over. I'll stay in the plane though. I will not
mate,
jump out.
you've never even been in a plane, so jumping out
I
of
have
the
been
plane.
in a plane. I have been in a plane, right?
Okay,
I
that's not
have.
the story I heard, but no worries.
Bass, would you actually be jumping up the plane to skydive as well? Or are you just filming from the,
No.
the plane itself?
I most likely, from what I've heard, I actually have to jump out of the plane with a camera.
I hope the
and
parachute
man.
doesn't come
Oh,
up.
man.
I hope that. No, I'm
Wow.
not gonna hope that.
I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. I wish you the best of luck, Bass.
Well,
in
you
all
know
your
what's
future
gonna happen,
endeavors.
right? This is gonna be like you're never gonna forget this if it happens. You're gonna be like, when you're 65, God forbid, but
Mate, you wanna go?
what was that a mate you want to have a go, or did you just like not pronounce
Wow,
it
you
properly?
are clueless.
He's not English, man. He won't get it.
No, but I'm sorry. Even if I was, no, actually, it's not gonna work. ENS doesn't get like half of the stuff that English people talk about, so. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
I didn't know what hemorrhage was.
Well, what's
True,
tabloid?
he did.
Well, Tableau was the Evening Gazelle. And
He
somebody
didn't.
just ran a commercial. Thanks. But
Also, didn't quite understand what retrieving meant. Just saying.
Golden Retriever hairline.
or receding, for that matter. But whatever. Yeah.
One sec. Before we close off, can Pulse tell me how to play Shyvana in the jungle?
Oh my god.
I can tell you how that works. It's pretty simple. It works based on the premise that the rest of the team is Moscow 5.
Oh god. What?
References.
I did say it was pretty simple, right? I mean, I'm not gonna explain it, but So yeah, I'd say who wants to close this one off, guys?
Go on, Vince, you do it, mate.
Yeah, that's all for tonight, guys. See ya.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
there's some oomph into it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Champion-based fundraiser with NC and everybody else. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Well, I might not be here because I'm really cool. So is that it, Bear? Just put
That's
some
pretty good.
oomph
It
into
started off
Well, it
well.
would be
and
if you actually ended it.
Yeah.
Well, can I end it now?
Do.
Please do.
What? Okay, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed it, and good night.